Today we're doing another episode of Frogcast. This time for the Monday Purple Room game. As usual, I'll be starting in the east. However, I'm going to have a look at some of the AI countries since there's going to be some edits made regarding them, so that a player can play on them. The only player country, well, the furthest east player country was Bengal, round by Bergensen. Yeah, be just having a quick look in Asia. Just, see which one looks like the best idea to reseed into. From looking at the map, Uchi looks pretty thick, and is probably the only viable Japanese nation. If they're given some edits, then they'll be on par with other nations in Asia, plus of course, well then maybe it would be a smarter idea to release Shimazu and feed them all the land for a country with actually good national ideas, not a naval memory country. If I was running a game, I wouldn't cede a country with 15 naval morales on an island. It's just cancer and AIDS, really. But yeah. Another potential option could be Suji if it gets all of the north and stuff. But yeah, Japan's pretty agony to play in this late in, because you haven't conquered as much land as you should have. Korea, of course, could be an option. However, I think they'd need a couple of edits. For one, you know, they've got an economic first. Though I guess that's sort of fine in the current version of the game. However, they will need the institution and Tech 7, etc. Since everyone else has got it. And they're pretty far behind in ideas. Another potential option for the Manchuria region could be Haixe, if they're given all of the Manchu cores. MHX. Of course, it'd be nice to have the corruption wiped, Horde Unity pumped up, and Manchu formed in effect. A truce with Burrieta removed, because if you don't get this gold mine up here, life is just actual agony. I would say Oirat, but Oirat is just painful to play in 1.28.3, so... Tag... I think that this could potentially be a decent reseed, Ayutthaya, if they're given a few years of protection, or else Bengal simply just yeets them out of existence, because it's fairly strong Nepal, Bengal. And I'll have a closer look at Bengal in a second. Of course, they're behind in tech. They've only got religious ideas. States are shit, but that's just standard and expected. However, the worst thing about Ayutthaya is that you cannot form anything in this region without culture flipping to say form Nepal. Maybe Kamar with save edits would be decent. If this was Baduk China, they could form Bakan in China. But yeah, at the moment there's not really much in the east that can be played. Like maybe Malacca, maybe Paragang. I wouldn't say Palembang at all, but Paraguayang. I don't know. These are hard to pronounce. But they're gonna need edits if they get anything, because these countries are painful to play without edits. Just from looking at them. Onto Bengal. Bengal is losing a lot of money at the moment. Running a level 4 National Unrest Advisor. Full quality, starting to fill out eco. I'm not sure why he's got so many mercs in his army. But that do be it sometimes, you know. He's using his estates. I'm pretty sure he's been flipping. So if you do this, my friend, you get local dev cost in your other shires. And so you can give them boom boom boom. And look how cheap it's It's already 37. 32. With prosperity, it's even less. Same here. Yeah, the shares are pretty OP and the only way you can effectively dev in India. I'm not entirely sure what you're forming, because staying Bengal is not the best ideas. However, you've not culture converted anything to Nepalese. You haven't conquered Nepal. In fact, you've seemingly left it there. Um, maybe you want to, although you're allied to everyone in India, so I'm entirely unsure what you want to do with your life. My only advice for this country is form Nepal, murder Bamanis before they formed a Khan. That's pretty much it. On to, although I'm entirely unsure why you've got so many mercs at the moment. Like, you got manpower at the moment, but I guess you want to conserve it. As you stated far too much if you want to form Nepal. No. Maybe like make Assam a vassal, or Ava. Ava's a really good one because they've got 10% morale to feed the Burma node to, and then you can have all that sweet trade. Oh. On to Bamanas. Bamanas is the apparent victor of the Southern Indian War. Also believe they. Okay, I thought they were the one who had dev the institution, which seems that's Bengal. Pretty sure they bankrupted because they've only got 3 years in quality. Absolutely massively behind in admin tech, which is very deadly. It's been using his estates at least, which is good to see. For some reason, he's drilling at the moment, which I'm just gonna say, when you have loans, it ain't too pretty, you know. Like, you could be making 14 ducats a month instead, and you could be investing that into buildings and such like. Speaking of which, I should have looked at Bengal's buildings. I'll do that in a sec. But yeah, you've hardly got any temples. You've not got. You've only got one workshop, which is unironically the best province to have your workshop in. You want to revoke the Jains from that. You want to give it to the Vaishyas. The income's already gone up. Bada bing, bada boom. But yeah. Other than that, you're doing alright. Try not to die to Bengal, because Bengal is probably the strongest Indian at this point in the game. Maybe work with Mawar to take him down next session. That would be a decent idea. This is a strange India overall because there wasn't a Delhi player. There wasn't a Sirhind, there wasn't a Jaunpur. So it was just AI. And so this means that Bengal has managed to gobble up a gigantic chunk of land. And Mawar has managed to snipe some as well. But yeah. What's this ghetto ass trade setup? I see you've moved your trade capital to Coromandel way too early. That's a big mistake, my man. You're losing a lot of money because of that. You could be having like 15 at this point with your capital being in Deccan and steering from Doab. Plus collecting a little bit in Coromandel. My advice is release a vassal in this land. Maybe Andraha or something. That's got a lot of your land already. Just, oh, this one would be good. Calicut. Next up with them, release Calicut, feed them all of the land. You don't want to admin core anything. You've stated far too much already, which is why you're so behind in tech. And thus behind in ideas. So Bengal's got double your ideas, Mawar's got double your ideas. They've all gone quality, which is strange, because if you're hardboxing like this, you want to go quantity, because this just gives you better deving, because of the 10% dev cost. Plus, playing in India without quantity early on is very painful. Just from experience. So you can see like 0 manpower, Bengal's using a massive bunch of mercs. It's the best economic mill thing you can take. But yeah, onto Milwar. Although no, I need to look at Bengal's build up, I don't know. Bengal's got a decent few workshops down. Of course, there's still more that need to be built. Temples are, I probably wouldn't bother with most of these. They seem to be mostly on non-flatlands, and you don't want to build temples on flatlands if you've got the economic power to build other stuff. I'm gonna check to see if there's any manufacturers, but I don't think there will be. Yeah, none. Even though you've got some very good provinces to build them in early on in Bengal. But yeah, Muar. Muar's got not an inch of manpower. At least they're not drilling. They're drilling. Okay. They've got 1,000 ducats in the bank. They've built some temples, but as with before, they've conquered and cored far too much land, so they're massively behind in admin. Once they filled out quality, they're going to have to dev a lot of mill points without eco, which is not very efficient, as you can probably tell. Probably want to switch to admin focus right now and hire a higher level admin advisor, like maybe this guy. Like you can afford it. You're running Shakti, which is a mistake because you're not expanding at the moment. You want to be running uh, Vishnu. No, not Vishnu. Is the other one's got it? It's whatever the trade efficiency one is. Surya, that's it, Surya. Yeah, because Surya gives you a chance to get a really good air through event. Yeah, my advice: pay more for advisors, and get these bad boys right, because you need those admin points. Also use vassals to expand more. Like Multan would make a really good vassal. Not sure why Timrit hasn't gone for it, but Timrit be his own man. Yeah. Also, do your missions tree. Yeah, 10 death cost. Yeah. It's good stuff, yeah. There's Conquer Mawar, which gives you 2.5 discipline, and gives you more missions up here, which is permanent claims are really good for expanding, because it reduces the core cost, but yeah. I know the Mawar player is somewhat new to the game, so I'm not gonna rag on him too much, but yeah. You want a merchant in Deccan, ideally. Like, you can steal so much of Bamanis's money, and you want to make your vassal steer trade to you, so that you get all of his, like let's see, he's collecting 2.13 ducats. Those 2.13 ducats will be yours, at no cost to you. You want to improve relations, of course, and integrate when ready, but I'm sure you know that already. Overall, it's an alright country, but Bengal is, in my opinion, the winner here. So the best player, because it's Bergenson. I'm not sure who the Bamanis player is, I'll have a quick look now. It's Sebastian. I've got no single clue who that guy is. So, yeah. Bengal can probably just murder Mawar than murder Bamanis. Or the other way around. Although, if he murders Bamanis first, Mawar will fight him at the same time. So yeah. On to Timrid. Timrid is somehow not a great power. Ah, it's they haven't embraced. Allied to the Turks. They're pretty strong overall with an alright income. All they need to do is conquer more stuff from QQ. And of course, you've got enough to take the techs. You need to embrace. Um, 2 ideas in quality is not good at all. Ottomans, if you didn't go offensive, could probably just kill you. Also, you got a bunch of corruption, which is a shame. However, you did pretty well in your player war against QQ, so that's good to see. State this. State this. And once you've conquered more provinces in Tabriz, state that as well. Maybe you want to vassalize Armenia. Feed them some land to save admin. You popped Indian Raid, which is, in my opinion, a mistake for the QQ war, because you can 100% beat QQ without popping it. Like, you've got absolutely no debt at this point in time. You've got 45,000 manpower, whilst QQ just had a bunch of marches that did nothing to save him. And he went bankrupt super fast as well, from what I heard. least. Hmm. But yeah, this is an alright country overall, aside from the mana inefficiencies. I'm gonna have a quick look at the build-up before we move on to the next country. There's hardly any temples, but temples in Persia are absolutely just not worth it. Passed super early on. Um, However, workshops, you need them in every single province, of course. And there's no manufactories you can build as Persia early on, which is always lovely to see. Maybe you want to build these with your money just to make some more trade income. Like, you want one here, you want one here. Just have a look where the trade centers are, build them there. But yeah, this country performed overall pretty decently. Crap legitimacy. Did he go bankrupt? I don't think he did. I'm not sure why his legitimacy is so low. Probably this guy being crap. And you need the prestige to disinherit this guy. Having a king that bad is absolutely deadly. You also want to run better level advisors and not have an admin focus whilst you've only got 2 ideas in quality. But yeah, Timurids could probably murder the Indians if they worked together, if he had kept his Indian raid mission. That's 10 morale and a god tier general. And that god tier general is dead. 10 morale is, I'm guessing, long gone. Yeah. So, all he's got at the moment is some shock damage missions. Like this one here. It's 100 admin as well. You want to pop that immediately instead of waiting for the war, because plus 15% shock damage isn't that much in the grand scheme of things. It's not going to win you a war. Also, get Jask, 400 ducats, boom, free money. Then you pop this, get another 100 admin points. It's beautiful. Yeah. And of course, you want to embrace soon. I'm gonna have a quick look at Uzbek now. Now Uzbek is Kabian. He's cute. I love him. He's doing a Cav build, as is expected. He's got a bunch of vassals in Crimea and Ashkatan, and he's expanded pretty heavily. First session, he's got 400 dev, and I think that he's been raising. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure at all. Of course, he's got the gold mine here, 16 dev. You want to culture convert that ideally. To something that is like Siberian that is accepted, because if it's being the wrong culture, as you can see, it gives local tax modifier negatives, and of course it's unrest all the time. And also, given you've got a hostile Muscovy, you need a fort there. I'd take a loan right now. Slap that down. Boom. And in 3 years, you'll be more safe. So 100% cav combat until the age ends, which is always painful, you know. If I were you, I'd murder Muscovy in this era. Although he's going quantity first, so your bad boy horses with 10% casualty, or 30% when you got 3 more ideas in this, will do massive damage to him. So at the moment, Uzbek has got, I think, the best pips in the game. But looking at this right now, he's got 4 total inf pips. However, he's got 6 cav pips. Every shock phase, he's gonna absolutely shred him. Plus, of course, being a horde gives him plus 25% shock in flatlands. And there's quite a few flatlands in Muscovy you can siege down. This is the capital's even one. And he's mothballed all his forts at the moment. Do you have a truce with him? You do, it's painful. Yeah, I'm gonna have a look at the build up for this country, but I'm gonna guess it's gonna be pretty much non-existent because it's a horde. Yeah, like, oh, there's one temple down there he conquered. And no production buildings. But this land is absolutely god awful. Like, look at this dev. Like, his only good province is his gold mine. And you can't build production buildings in a gold mine, of course. But yeah, I wouldn't bother with that. Like AI spying on you doesn't mean jack shit. On to although one thing Kabian's done wrong is he didn't take the gold mine in Chagatai, which is not protected. So you could have easily just gone in, gobbled up that land, and been another 10 ducats richer. But I'm not sure if you knew that, but let's have a quick look at the expansion limits. As you can see right there, gold mine not included. So you could have easily gone into it. Hello, distinct. Yeah, that's pretty much it for Uzbek. It's always a painful country to play because of being a horde and all. Very, very poor. Lots of cavalry. Allied to dead Poland, which is painful. But yeah, he needs to murder Muscovy, and as soon as possible. One of the timings I've considered for playing as Manchu was a Tech 10 timing. When I was subbing Manchu in MJL, I was considering killing Hildrick with it, but he truce rate me before that, so I just gassed him. On to Muscovy. Muscovy is being run by the glorious Smeev. Smeev is of course fabulously rich despite no gold mine. He's not yet got a land of churches. But he's got lots of churches built, like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. You're one away. Is it being built now? No, it's not. Yeah, just build that, get your mission, get some patriarch authority up in here. He's killed Lithuania, and he took a brutal war against Poland as well. Because when Poland attacked Austria for some reason. And I want to talk about that war in a sec. I went quantity first, which is greedy goody goody boy. However, it's probably going to pay off for him, because he's got a dead everywhere. One mistake is no admin focus when you've got full quality. It means you're going to be capping on quantity even. It means you're going to be capping on mill points before you before you start deving properly with eco. But yes, I said rich country, running high level advisors, which is good to see, but the only mistake is focus, which can be fixed easy as hell. Yeah, so it's a very good country, and it's probably going to be one of the stronger countries in the game from looking at the map around it and how it's expanded in the first session. But yeah, Poland is what one would call a failure. He went influence ideas first until everyone bullied him into taking quality. I am literally entirely unsure how he got elective monarchy, because Lithuania was a player and was never under the PU. It just doesn't make sense. But what this player has done in his infinite wisdom was attack Austria. In fact, we'll have a quick look at the Skanderbeg of the war, because it's pretty agony. No, it's the let's see, Polish conquest of Olmec. According to Brandenburg, he said Poland said, "I'm going bankrupt. Someone save me," in under a year of war. Which is it's always a mistake to start a war as Poland, especially this early on. You're such a weak country, and now you've lost Krakow, you've lost Silesia, you've lost Slovakia, and Austria is hostile towards you and has shown he can and will beat you. You're of course currently bankrupt. You've got lots of rebels coming that you cannot deal with because you've only got you're not using all your merchants. Like you need to collect here and make Danzig steer your trade. That's just basic Poland stuff. You've expanded way too fast and used up way too much admin for filling ideas and taking tech. Your 666 ruler died in like 6 years or something, 3 years maybe, which is not good for your country, but I'm sure that's not your fault. Like, let's see, we got Qasim, we got France, we got Perm, Ethiopia, Cusco, blah 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 blah, blah, blah. Keep on scrolling, and there's no Poland, which is agony, man. Like, let's just have a quick look at ruler history. Like 000 that you start with, 666, and then he. Oh my god, he died in less than a year. Jeez, just over a year actually, but yeah. That is not good to see. Probably one of the reasons it's in such a crap spot. However, another one of those reasons is starting a suicidal war against Austria with Brandenburg. Austria is so much stronger than you at the start, but if you just go AFK, you dev a wee bit, you're the strongest country in the game by a pretty decent margin. However, Muscovy has, in his infinite wisdom, murdered you, so. I'm not sure if this country is going to be played next session, but if it is, my tip for you is don't int session 1 as Poland. Do what I've done, go AFK for a session. Don't fight any wars. But yeah, he got cucked out of the gold mine, which I thought was really funny. In the first war, because Austria was taking the entire Transnubia and Croatia states. It's like, bro, I can't give you the 15 dev gold mine, it's too much, you can take it next war. And then he just went and took it the next war, which is Chad as hell. But yeah. Poland is very scuffed, probably dead. However, taking Wallachia was exceptionally Chad. I was laughing to myself as I saw that, because Hungary was fighting Ottomans for some reason, which is absolutely cursed. Speaking of which, onto Ottomans. Ottomans is an abject case of failure despite doing well. He's got pretty crap income. He didn't have to go bankrupt for the Mamluks War, which is why he's got such a crap income. Ideally, you'd have bankrupted off of that. That's 15 ducats a month you're not making. And that's never good for your country's health. You also went offensive first, which is a very strange choice. Because in the current meta, offensive is not needed early on. Like, it gives you discipline, sure, it gives you siege ability, sure, whatever, dude. However, quantity is better in every single regard for expanding into AI rapidly. Gives you more troops, you have to take less battles. Gives you economic benefits, it gives you dev costs, it's just so good. You want to root out that corruption, like, I'd take loans for that. But I take loans for everything, you know, so what do I know, eh? It's been using as a state but this country's main mistake is not stating stuff. Like, you know, this stuff right here, you know, it's making you 0.47 ducats. You say it's immediately making you more ducats. You know, same with Delta here. Behind in admin tech because he's decided to core all of this instead of just giving it to a vassal, which is the ideal play. He's also got more stuff here he needs to core, which is never fun to just sit on overextension. Now I'm gonna, for a second, talk about the war with Mamluks, which is the deadliest war. Now you're gonna look here, and you're gonna think to yourself, what the hell is Hungary doing there with 100 100 participation score and 10,000 casualties in a war against Mamluks, but on the side of the Ottomans? That's a very good question that I really cannot answer. The Mamluks player is new to the game and not someone's alt. Peepog. Very nice name. And he got screwed over royally by Hungary, sending 40k to fight him. because the biggest battles happened when Hungary got attacked by Austria and Poland, because, you know, he was sending his entire army down there. You need to get punished for that. Like, that's just not something Hungary should do in any situation. Like, sure, I get allying Ottomans, but I do not get fighting Mamluks with 40,000 troops going 1,000 ducats in debt. I was watching that war. I was checking his debt constantly, and I was like, what the hell, bruh? Hmm. Hmm. But yeah, this is failure in victory. Hmm. Um, he's already popped his build to force mission, which makes sense. But he's got his eco building still, so. Hmm. You want to go bankrupt? Okay. No, I'm just gonna say that right now. Hmm. Take out a couple more loans, yeah. Wait for these to be done. Build these guys and build them here as well. In terms of estates, Ottomans, you didn't do the classic revoke and accept trick, so your nobles are owning far too much of your land. However, you want to give pretty much all of your land here, aside from the gold mine here, to your dhimmi. So give you local tax modifier plus 33%. And this just so happens to be good admin dev stuff. So, boom, bada boom, bada boom. Plus, dhimmi being loyal is great for your country. Gives you tech costs, gives you tolerance to heathens. Recruit minister. You can get money. You get manpower. It's lovely. Hmm. But yeah, what this country should do is there's only 2 ideas into offensive. So like, it's not really worth it to ditch it though. But you're in a very dangerous position because you've got a decently strong Timurids, a strong Muscovy, a very strong Austria. All who could be coming for your neck. You also exchange stuff in the war, which I don't get, but like the ideal peace deal is just a snake down, taking these provinces, and then the next door you take this, this, and the rest of that crap. You've got the good Syria vassal, which is always a pleasure to see. Sharing trade from it, which is good. Ideally, you'd go AFK for the next 100 years whilst you recover from this. But you're probably going to get into it at some point. So on to Tunis. Yeah, Tunis has been raiding my coast, which is very naughty of him. Told him to stop, and he moved his navy away, so that was pretty funny. He's expanding into Mamluk's land, of course. However, Ottomans didn't even ally him, so he can't do his Ottoman diplomacy mission. No, which gives him his permaclaims. Ideally, you'd form Andalusia, however I'm not going to let you do that. So you can instead form Mamluks, if Ottomans lets you borrow the provinces. It's a pretty poor country overall, but that is just how Tunis is, I'm afraid. There's not much you can do about it without going into Italy or something, but that's pretty difficult to do overall. You want to build this guy at least, like, it's just free money. Although, like, next time you go raiding, yeah, do that, my friend. Have you raided up here recently? You have indeed, 1491. So in 1491, I expect you on these coasts, raiding these provinces. In fact, I expect you over there raiding right now. Like, go screw over Erling, it'll be funny. Oh, you haven't raided Erling, but is he protecting? He's not protecting. You can go raid Erling. Conquer closer up to him so you can raid Portugal as well. That'd be funny. I'll sponsor your raiding opportunities, yeah. But yeah, I'm not really sure what to say about Tunis because it's a pretty unique country in terms of what you have to do. It's allied to Songhai, which is a strange move because you need that land, but I guess he just wants to raid. He's got naval ideas first, so yeah, he's definitely just a naval troll guy. Did he take anything from Aragon in the war? I don't believe he did. But I saw him invading Aragon at one point. Maybe Castile lent condos and wiped him or something, I'm not sure. Yeah, fuck off distinct, come on. Like, they're strong compared to their neighbours, you know? Hmm. Like, Muscovy is probably the strongest in Eastern Europe. Poland has the potential to be strong. Ottomans has a lot of land, you know? And lots of AI to eat. Same with Timurids. Hmm. Tunis is like a unique country. It's got a bunch of corruption, blah blah blah. But yeah. Next I'm gonna look at Austria. Austria is the Chad of the day for fighting a gigantic coalition war, whilst being inted by Poland and Brandenburg. Oh, wrong click. Wars. Yeah, you got the Austrian conquest of Sopron when he entered Hungary. You got the Polish conquest of Olomouc and the Venetian-Austrian punitive war. Yeah, look how close together these are. However, Austria simply white pieced the coalition. Don't rely on AI unless it's in your coalition war. But yeah, he did exceptionally well in his war against Hungary. He's got the potential to be really strong. He's behind in ideas compared to me, but compared to other players around him, he's not too far behind. But most of that can be attributed to the crap king that Austria starts with and the crap heir that they start with as well. He's got Admin Tech 7 and is filling in Eco Ideas, which is better than a lot of countries. You want to be doing that. Who cares about them being disloyal? Tax is only like 7 of your income. Gold is where it's at for you, baby. Speaking of gold, reduced autonomy here. It's free money. And once you got this, state that, call that, bada bing, bada boom. You're rich. Ideally, you would destate Upper Swabia, because that's just a one province state you've got there. But I guess you don't want to piss off your clergy too much. However, you do get states in your next tech. However, the gold mine is worth far more than any of that, so. But yeah, this country is probably going to be able to form Poland this game. In fact, most certainly will. The war against Poland was won very close to the end of the session. Which is why he's in so much manpower deficit and has got quite a few loans. However, he does not need to go bankrupt, so he is very strong. And he's gobbled up a lot of AI. Like he's encircled the AI in his node, which is pretty funny. Yeah, there's no Bohemia player, so he's had a pretty free-ish game. But he's had Brandenburg trying to cuck him the entire game, which is never nice to enjoy and deal with. But he's beat them off, not in a gay way though. On to Brandenburg. Brandenburg is behind in expansion, I'd say. They had a coalition war at the start, but they need to have that, and they've still got a bit of a coalition now. Ideally, you'd have more troops to deal with the coalition, because like at the moment you've hardly got anything. However, you and your infinite wisdom have decided to in Austria, so you've got 0 manpower, you've got loans, and Poland is now dead instead of alive and your ally. This country needs to do is expand more. It's somewhat up to date on ideas. Could do with having the last idea in quality, but no one in Europe aside from France has got full ideas. So yeah, like compared to his neighbours, it's doing all right. Distinct. Fuck you, distinct, you little shit. Yeah. Disrespecting me like that. But yeah. There's not much to say about Brandenburg. It's got the potential to be strong. However, with a hostile Austria, which is entirely your own doing, you're in a pretty terrible spot if he decides to go after you. Which he probably will, although you've got Sweden allied to you, but for how long? You know, he wants this, he wants this, he wants this and this. And what do you want? It appears you want Cheb. But you're probably not going to get it. Austria needs to build a fort there. You need to not mothball your forts on Austria's border. He's your enemy, not your ally. You want to state that even if you don't have the other provinces, because you want to vassal feed from now on until you've got full eco. You want to switch to admin focus, okay? And yeah, you're running a bit low level advisors, but that is understandable. You've only got an income of 14. Though I would at least be running a level 2 admin advisor, I guess. Like, if you get a half price one, definitely do it. But yeah, Lubeck is looking Chad though, not gonna lie. I'm gonna have a look at Sweden. Sweden is a greedy boy, from quantity first, and they got 5 ideas in it. They still got the high income mission top, which I guess they're saving for later. They've got fairly alright income, bad trade income though, because they've not got control of the Baltic. And Lubeck is of course still monopolised by Lubeck. What's his current setup? He's not steering to Baltics, he doesn't have more trade power in it. Ideally what you do is steer from Krakow or steer from Novigrad to increase your value here. Plus of course conquer Danzig when it breaks out of Poland. And you could form Prussia on down the line. He's already got the mercenary event. He took the right option, unlike dirty old Zeus who took the morale. Yeah. Let's have a quick look at culture, see if he's he hasn't cast the Sampi yet. Which is something you probably want to do. It's just a tiny culture group. You're going to be culture flipping to Prussian anyway, so you want to get rid of it. And you got nothing better to spend your early game dip on, so just bada bing, bada boom. Ooh, you convert into Orthodox. You are. Alright, he's not forming Prussia then, but I'm not sure what he is forming then. Because he's in a pretty decent position to form Prussia because Poland is dead, and Muscovy is pretty much hugboxing with him, given it's Smeeve and this is Rope, so... And they're both doing the same greedy ass build of quantity first. Despite themselves being pretty much enemies in the geopolitical situation. But yeah, this is a decent country, and it's probably going to be the winner of Germany. North Germany at least. Austria's won South Germany and Poland. On to Florence. If we'll get there. Florence is looking in an alright position, but he's not keeping up to date on rulers. You know, like see, re-elected this guy until 59, re-elected this guy till 63, this guy till 74, and this guy till 77. You need to keep re-electing your boys, yeah. So you can get more mana, so you can fill out ideas faster. You've got admin focus, which is pretty good. However, you want a higher level admin advisor, you can afford it. You've got giant balance, you make money from trade, bada bing, bada boom. Free money, yeah. Yeah, very well built up. He's got churches everywhere. He's got workshops nearly everywhere. There's no point building one there. No point building one there because it's hills and not flatlands. You kind of want to dip dev a little bit early on as Florence just to boost up your income. Now you have been, my boy. Yeah. I think he tried to get faceting. Who did end up getting faceting? Gems. Switzerland got it. PogChamp. Yeah. Oh, remember that, yeah. That's pretty good for Switzerland. And I'll have a look at him next. But Florence has had a pretty free game. They got the Pope day one. They, there was no one else in Italy. Like, not a single other person. He's going into Venice now. He needs to build up a navy to crush the Venetian navy and take Venezia. I'm not sure what the deal with Austria is. I haven't asked him. I probably will after this Frogcast. Free money. You want to build these manufactories early on, especially in wine provinces. It's so good. Like, it's just good to have, you know. And it's early on that you get wine manufactories. It just bolsters your income by so much. You got a free Naples. So instead of allying it, I'd conquer it, but I think you're protecting it from Castile or something. Oh man, I'm so tired today. It was bad, but need a bigger navy. I think you sold it or it got sunk or something. This country is looking alright. I think they cored far too much land early on though. I saw him fully state both Siena and Lucca Day 1 instead of releasing vassals. So that's what's this. 26 war square. It costs a crap ton to core. Just have a quick look at how much it costs to core. How much he's spent coring. I'm just not gonna. You have mana efficiency in it here. Mana usage, control F, Florence. Coring. 1198. That's one of the highest. Like it's above France, it's above Ushi, it's above Ethiopia, it's above Kiki. So Sweden, Castile, England, Moldavia. All these countries have expanded a lot. Because they've done it through vassals. And they've not full cored much early on. Ideally, you would, after taking Siena, give it to the clergy and then release it as a vassal. So you get free clergy boost up that you can use your estates on. You start off with not being able to give much land to your estates, which is always painful. But yeah, it's looking like it's going to be strong. Instead of upgrading Lucca, you want to upgrade Firenze as well. Because it's an inland central trade here. Also, you probably want to build a light ship navy to protect trade in Genoa, because I'm just light ship bombing the hell out of it at the moment. And maybe conquer Genoa, but until you get more of Genoa, you're not going to be as rich as you potentially could be. You have very good national ideas for merc spamming and loan spamming. You get full quality, so Switzerland. Switzerland was run by 13 Fischiziak, and he's in a pretty decent position, given he's got most of Rhineland under his control. He's got nearly full quantity eco. Admin focus already, which is a mistake in my opinion. You don't want to take admin focus until you've got this, and at least the closest tech. But I guess it's alright for the time being. Not sure why you're not taking this. But I guess you have a closer to the dev cost, which is what you need. Switzerland has a Savoy free game, so it didn't have any rivalries in the H3. There was a Hess player, but they died to Maine's AI, which isn't good to see. Yeah. For some reason, he's drilling, which is, in my opinion, a grand waste of money. You'd be making 5 more ducats a month right there, 2.5 even. You've already got loyal burgers, so that means you've been deving, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Deving burn isn't a good idea. That's just free money for France. I'm saying that as France, yeah. But it's already moved its trade capital to Rhineland, and let's have a quick look at the build up. Very poor. There's like no churches, aside from inland he's conquered them from. And he's got a couple of workshops there, which is strange, but these guys are free money, huh? Bam 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 bam. You haven't conquered Alsace yet, although that makes sense, they're in the Venetian trade league, but you just... Although I guess Milan is the play. You just ask Florence and Austria to not give them access, yeah? And Venice can only mark up on that province. I won't give them access, no one give them access, they'll be fine. Yeah. And then you just full siege them a year later, take that peace deal. That's just how the mod works. So. But yeah, this country has the potential to do strong things, and it's Stone Fischiziak. I've seen his other Switzerland is very good. Quantity first in that one as well, which sort of almost didn't play out for him because he had distinct Florence breathing down his neck and Monkey Man Poland, but this time He's only got hospitality to worry about, and this Florence doesn't seem interested in taking his land. Um, yeah. I'm gonna have a look at Burgundy. Um, Burgundy had a deal with me to trade the Burgundy state for the Normandy state. So he's making decent money from the channel at the moment. When he integrates these bad boys, it's going to be so much more. Though his army size at the moment is very makes sense now. I didn't see those initially. He's taking Lubeck land, which is not the deal he had with Austria, but what can Austria do at this point? Yeah, Austria's got a hostile Brandenburg, hostile Poland, had a hostile Hungary, and has a hostile Ottomans. Free money. You make 8 ducats from trade. It's not going to make much of a difference. And now you've got more money, so you can hire more advisors. And you've got a 0 mil and admin focus, but I guess you've nearly got full, so that's fine, I guess. But it's really painful to only be gaining 3 mil points a month. I would 100% have at least a level 3 advisor here. Like, even if you can't afford it, ideally. You want to stop expanding as well, because, you know, you spent, as seen here, a metric fuck ton of admin coring stuff, yeah. Like, 1,653. That's 4 ideas in eco you could have had. Just puts your available mercenaries and nearly get your discipline, which means that you're an inting country and can fight. You've got the Lorraine vassal, but he's disloyal at the moment. And you've of course got all the Holland stuff, which you need to integrate as soon as possible. Like ideally, you don't get into any player wars until you've integrated those guys. But yeah, it's looking like it's gonna be a decent country if it can beat back the Germans and work with France some more. Wink wink, nudge nudge, work with me please. I need allies. England. England has had a very rough game. They've got lots of loans at the moment. What happened was Erling, the scumbag, decided to rule break into England and declare humiliation CB, which is banned. Where is it? House rules. Here it is. Rule VII. Cannot declare against a human player with humiliate rival. This is to prevent fake warring to remove rivalries and to prevent shitters like Erling from just attacking England when they're weak. Because what happened with England was they attacked Aragon with humiliate CB when I was attacking Aragon for Catalonia. He landed there with his absolutely pathetic Miltech 4 to their 7. However, I killed their army that was there. They just had their army over here and here. But Aragon managed to beat their navy. And so getting your navy beat by AI is always very shameful, especially as England. And as such, he is quite a bit behind in income, behind in deving. However, he's got full quantity and he's got nearly full eco. Ideally, instead of blasting through eco like a lightning fast rat, you want to save the last 3, save up admin, pop the golden arrow, pop them all at once, and like you've got all the requirements now. And yeah, I'm not sure if this country is forming Ireland or not, but Irish is only 56% and he hasn't been culture converting, so I guess not. However, he's converted to Orthodox already, which is really good. You'd probably want to enforce religion on them. They'll be a bit disloyal for a while. However, they only pay you at the moment, what's this? Half a ducat a month. And they're going to be converting their provinces earlier on if you enforce their religion. Fort-wise, you need one in Ulster, you need one in Ayrshire, so people can't just land there and blockade you out. Even if you lose the naval war, you can still beat them on land. You went very, very, very greedy with quantity first and not filling in tech. Even as England, you need tech because you have shitters like Erling and memers like me near you. You lost Calais to Burgundy, you lost money to Castile. I'm not sure what you pieced out with Aragon for, but I'm sure it wasn't good. And as such, you're very far behind where you should be at this point. With a 50-50 split of the channel is ideally not what you'd have. You'd have like 60%, probably more, if you kept Calais. Like, Calais is a very, very good province. You still got the decision, I think, for it. But I'm not sure, I think you need the province directly. But yeah, what England should do is sit back and scale. Try and recover this. Maybe make a deal with France to kill Burgundy or something, but I wouldn't do that, never, ever, ever. Get revenge on Erling, he's a scumbag, he deserves it. But yeah, England is not in a good position aside from the orthodoxy and the alright income, which should be better by this point. Have a quick look at the income chart so you can see it dipped massively here when Aragon landed, and here, no, I think this was where Aragon landed, and this was when Castile landed, and this was when Burgundy took Calais. So you need a bigger navy. Like, it's really greedy to be running around with just 5 heavies. Like, see how many heavies Burgundy's got. Burgundy's got 2 heavies at the moment. If they just build 3 more, they're on par with you. Build another one, which is their flagship, and they could beat your navy and land in the Isles, and there's nothing you can do to stop them because you're so far behind in tech. Though I guess he's also behind in tech, he took ideas instead of tech. So, and he's gonna be behind for a while because he's got absolutely crap king. I'm gonna have a look at myself last because I'm a narcissist. Erling is Castile, he's lost a battle to AI, everyone laugh. He attacked Morocco with outturning his army on, which is always Pepega. He's got enough points to take the tech, which means he can int England, he can int France, he can int Portugal, he can int anyone. Who's he gonna int? To find out next week on Circu's Plays EU4. He's got the second best income in the world, but he's gaining inflation, but who gives a damn about inflation? He's got 2 ass gold mines. Boom. Dev them more. Have more income. That's just how Mafia works, so. But yeah. Did a decent job killing Morocco, however, that makes sense, you know. Morocco is literally brand new to the game. This was his first ever multiplayer game, I'm pretty sure. He made the fatal mistake of attacking Granada, which gave Erling the CB to just murderize him. Tunis is now leaving him out to die, which makes sense. He's lost the gold mine, he's lost Fez, he's lost any chance he ever had at actually fighting back. Make your vassals stay true to you, my boy. And give me Aragon, and I'll let you live. But yeah, he's behind in ideas, up to date on tech though, so that's alright. Like, I've nearly got full eco, whilst he's still floundering behind. You want a fort here, you want a fort here, you want a fort here, like, this line of forts is needed. However, I can simply walk through them, yeah. No tutorial, which Aragon will mothball. Which is always lovely for you, yeah? But yeah, ideally you'd want to not get murdered by France. Maybe like exile to England, I don't know man, how does Spain work? But yeah, he got very pissy at me because I took Barcelona. However, the thing is, he can still form Spain. I see here in the form Spanish nation diplomatically, you do not need Barcelona if Aragon is your vassal. So what you should do is give yourself free revanchism by feeding this Aragon to me. Feed them a bunch of useless land, save admin and dip, then integrate them for free at Tech 10 when you form Spain. There was no Aragon player, so free game, blah blah blah, but you've wasted it. Have I missed anyone? Pretty sure I haven't. Kilwa, I'll do Kilwa later, and Songhai. I'll do them after the Iberians. But yeah, this is it's an alright country, given it had Catalonia stolen from it, but that's not much you can do when France decides to do that, and is getting free cores and free Burgundy. Like, genuinely, there's not much you can do. You've got a pretty decent queen. I'm pretty sure you had a better one earlier. Let's have a look at the previous rulers. Yeah. Let's see, you got the 444 one here, died immediately and replaced with a 345. Then you got 544, then you get 334. Like, distinct wishes he was you right now. Yeah. Yeah. They will sometimes convert, but it depends on the situation. It's in like how much they're willing to spend, which oftentimes isn't much agony. But yeah, Steel is in an alright spot. They've got second best income, as said, of any player. So it's 56 income, pock pock. But yeah, on to Portugal. Portugal was ran by a guy who I invited in today. Not today, yesterday even. He was meant to play Serhind, but Portugal player just no-showed. So he was like, "Hey, can I swap to Portugal?" He was like, "Yeah, sure." Which is why we've had such a weird Indian dynamic this game, with no Delhi player. Portugal is a standard trade nation, up to date in tech, behind in ideas. Sold Sayusa to Castile, which makes sense. Starting to colonize here, starting to colonize here, which is really cool. What you want to do, conquer Mexico before Erling can. Stab him, I'll let you form Spain, handshake emoji. Also, take these techs. Like, you need the trade efficiencies Portugal. Although, you sort of also need to dip dev. But what you did instead of dip deving was you properly devved this for the institution, which is a big mistake, in my opinion. Like, you want to dev here instead. Like, it's only 37 to dev. You haven't got prosperity there actually, so you want to maybe do it. Yeah, you want to do it here. You haven't devved that at all. Just improve your income early on. Free money, but dev before you do that. You got a couple workshops, couple text buildings. So you want more, of course. I don't remember if player colonies are allowed or not, but I think they are. So get yourself a Cuba player. Get yourself the entire New World. Like, Erling's not going to colonize, he's going to die. England isn't colonizing, he's going quantity economic. I'm not sure what his plan is beyond that though, so I can just dev and then int someone. Build these, which is alright. Ideally, I guess I did just make your burgers disloyal, so that is fair. But yeah, at the moment this is looking like a Portugal. I'm not really sure what to say about Portugal's, you know. Maybe like take this state for your missions, and that be in North Africa. And you haven't even got a flagship, agony. But yeah, it's just sometimes how it be. You want to fill in, I guess you can't really because it's Castile. But yeah, Portugal. Songhai, great power. We was Kangs, alright. Pretty good income for a sub-Saharan African nation, session 1. However, absolutely abysmal ideas in tech. not a single idea field, not a single tech field. You've conquered far too much land far too rapidly without vassal spamming. A good example of a Songhai played right is Thinchell's Songhai in MJL, which I'll have a quick look at in Thursday. No, or Saving Scandabags. this Songhai I'm about to show you has murdered Morocco. It's going to take the gold mine there instead of Castile. And of course, it's got vassals. Now you need more vassals though, of course, because us looking at your country, you've got no admin tech. This is really bad for your country. Castile could murder you at this point with like half his army. You're behind in tech. You've got alright starting ideas, but you need tech. You need that proper ideas. But yeah, there's nothing you can build. Like, can't even build temples at this point. Can't even. You can build marketplaces, but that doesn't really matter much. It's all inland stuff. So yeah, stop conquering so much. Release a vassal or two, my mans. Yeah. Like bada bing, bada boom. You no longer have admin issues, or you have less admin issues, and you feed him the rest of the stuff around you. You vassalize Yao, and you feed Kauno to air. And ideally, you don't march air. Marches are pretty terrible past the early game, and you haven't had any threats early on. So, and also they're stealing your money, and you're not transferring trade. So, yeah. Hmm. But for sub-Saharan African nations, it's expanded a lot, and you want to cut off Jolof preferably. Um, yeah, it's a pretty big shame enough. Looking at the king right now, 146 with a 3 thinker, but yeah, you happen to 4, so it's painful. You want to rival people, get your PP up. I guess they're your allies, so maybe don't rival your allies, but find someone you can rival. Like from conquering all this land, you should have been rivaling people as you went along, and getting you that PP up. Like you've not done a single thing to increase your battle projection. That's 3 monarch points you get. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Congo was not a player because they've hardly expanded, but Kilwa most certainly was. It's looking alright. They've got 100% of Zanzibar. Fucking hell. Exploration first though, which is not ideal. If you want to colonize early on, you want to go expansion first because you got the colonists for only 400 admin. Whereas you have to invest 800 dip for colonists at the moment. You've got the institution spreading from Ethiopia. I didn't do Ethiopia. I'll do Ethiopia next as well then. Ethiopia dev the institution, and is honestly looking pretty weak. But Kilwa is looking like it could be strong for an African nation, of course. They've got good income, for Kilwa. You want to be running all level advisors, so you can afford it. You've got a balance of 11. And you need that tech. You need everything. Yikes. Even just doing that is you need to. Yeah. If I were you, I'd go quantity or quality next. Like the Iberians aren't much of a threat because France has Catalonia, but England might be a threat, but they're also not a threat at the same time. So it's pretty hard to say what you should do. But yeah, you've expanded pretty fast early on, and unlike Songhai, you have not fallen behind in tech. You don't have any vassals at the moment, and I don't think you've integrated any recently. So, oh no, you have integrated. Yeah, it's pretty alright then. You got the gold mines in Batua. You got all your gold mines here. You want this province here. It's one of the few tolerable provinces to dev. Like it's only tropical and savanna, but it's cloth, so it's basically just tropical. Another alright one in this land to dev is the other stuff here. But this land is honestly terrible bad for deving. Like, just looking at it right now, yeah. Tag con. Like everything. Although, oh, no, they fixed the tropicalness, so it's not tropical everywhere. Pog. Yeah. Yeah. Kilwa is looking alright. Has potential to be a strong trading nation if they expand into this land later on. Ethiopia. Ethiopia is pretty small. Um, but they've got gold mines, so they're decently rich. Surrounded by God's tutor. Ah, this is Ethiopia in a nutshell. Yeah. Kill Yemen. You really need that land. Mamluk is dead. There's nothing stopping you. Just go into it. Like you've expanded pretty slow for your start. You're behind in income. Um, Tibur doesn't have any land, which isn't good. You haven't been using your estates properly. It's just not a pretty sight. But yeah, kill Yemen, get all of Gulf of Aden. Um, where are the other gold mines? There's only two in Ethiopia. But ideally, instead of sharing the institution with kill, you'd take ticks ahead of time and kill them. But you've got a giant ass regency council, so you can't even do that. That's not good to see at all. You're Coptic still, which is a gigantic mistake. You want to flip to Sunni or Shia really early on, using rebels to convert your land, and then you form Mamluks later on or something. Just anything to get you out of Ethiopian ideas. Because, like, right now, all you've got is yearly prestige, fort defense, and 10 infantry combat ability. Also, you went Inno second, which is a gigantic mistake. Because Inno with quantity doesn't give you a single good fucking policy. You want to go quantity eco for the 10 dev cost and the 20 dev cost from actual eco itself. I'm not sure why you went quantity in Ethiopia, but I guess with the dead Mamluks it's not too terrible bad, but it still is like actually terrible. Let's have a quick look at build up. Basically nothing. Like, it's a very poor country, it's hard to build up. But just go AFK for the next 100 years or something. Eat Arabia. Try and expand a wee bit. And make more from trade. Agony. I'm not sure why you make so little, did you? Nah, I'm not sure really why you make so little from trade. I guess like everyone's just nicking it, which is painful. And your burgers like so disloyal. Let's have a quickie looky here. Give this to the burgers. You give state this and core that province and give that to the burgers. And now you've got more trade efficiency. Yay. But this is a pretty painful nation to play, but this was one of his only picks, so I guess you do you, man. But going Inno second is a gigantic mistake in my opinion. Especially with quantity first. Like maybe quality, maybe you can make like some kind of argument for quality, but I don't really see it. So on to myself, France. I have 100,000 manpower. I'm gonna have a lot more very soon. I've got 1,000 of each point saved up. I've got golden arrow ready, and I have not used my nobility or my burghers. Something big is coming. I've got a decent bit of debt at the moment, but I took that so I could pop these missions here to build up, get more admin early on to fill out eco even faster. But yeah, this country just needs a golden arrow and a death cycle, and I am already the strongest in the world, and I'll be even stronger at that point. As I said, I had to deal with Burgundy. I traded Normandy state for the Burgundy state. I moved my trade capital to Genoa early on, which is looking back on it probably a mistake. Distinct's probably about nation ruining. That's like our running joke at the moment. But yeah, I've expanded pretty decently, and I've had a really, really good king for a really long time. In fact, queen even. And I've got a really good heir to take over as well. Ideally, the the admin ammo would be swapped around for this, because I want to be filling quality and taking the tech, etc. But until then, you know, I'm gonna be. It's already 36 to dev. With Golden Arrow, Burger's Lawyer with full eco, full quantity. That's going to be another 50% dev cost. It's going to be like 5 to dev in this entire state, especially cloth and farmlands. Beautiful. Plus, I can dev a massive amount with this careful, zealot, malevolent king. But yeah, I'm not going to reveal what I'm going to do because you know that'd be rude and pretty stupid to be honest. But yeah, this is pretty much it for the Frogcast. See you all for the next episode, which I believe will be on Thursday, maybe. Probably Friday, actually. I'll do two at once, one after the other. But yeah, shut the hell up, Distinct.